also just a pure sport basis.
Regardless of their disability.
Whether disability or not,
okay.
It was an opportunity to increase in access to sports programs, training. It was an opportunity to increase access to coaching, giving an athlete the ability to work with a coach, to develop their skills, to be taught, to expand not just their knowledge but their skill sets. So good quality coaching, it could bring that to access to competition structures, additional competition structures than just those that were disability focused only.
I see.
Which very needed those programs, but we're looking at more opportunities for them to compete so that they can expand their skills and their athletic aptitudes and potential. And then it gave them an opportunity to compete against athletes body types.
Sure.
Get them out there, so access to other classification opportunities. And then, social constructs, expanding those instead of just limiting it to the world of disability, but also expanding it to others within the community. What a better way to do that than to be at a state meet and be front and center competing alongside their peers and having their peers cheer them on, their peers engage them, get to know who they are, what their athletic goals are, how they compete, with what kind of equipment they're competing, and being able to do what they're doing. And expanding also that equality there too. So, I mean, it really generated a lot of opportunities. Yeah. And California is a great case study in that. But so was Texas. It was amazing.
State, right?
It was amazing to see the amount of recognition those athletes then began to have within the state of Texas, to the point where our contacts who were, Paralympic background coaches, and offering programs on a community-based level, to then be able to have coaches now contacting them saying, I have an athlete. So it kind of turned the tables a little bit, where it wasn't those who are advocates for those with disabilities, direct advocates for those with who are athletes with a disability to participate in sport, going and finding them and then going to the coach of that school to say, hey, you got to work with this athlete. It was now the coach coming to the professional, the advocate, the professional who was offering sports and disabilities, with disabled sports, to saying, I've got an athlete now.
Right.
Help me.
Right, exactly.
What equipment can I have access to?
Right.
So they were they became the recruiters now.
Right. Oh, I see.
So
kind of flipped positions.
It flipped positions, and then it became a responsibility. It's something that then the professional who advocate for them, having to now keep up with the demands from the coaches. Mm-hmm. How do I help them? How to support them? How do I get the equipment to them? Loaning out the racing chairs, or the throwing chairs, or what have you, or connecting them with the good information they need to know how to work with somebody in their gait who has an amputation or cerebral palsy and so on, to get them in the right running mechanics. It was a complete interesting flip on that. And that's what we were hoping to see happen in California, which we started to see that slowly take hold too. Yeah. So the coaches saw this as not as a challenge or something that's strange. Whoa, don't touch that. It was now something for them to embrace. And this is a team member now. Mm-hmm. This is and to the point where if you start to integrate them into being able to score points for the teams, this is an athlete that is going to compete for me.
Right.
And it was a complete different shift.
But it's incentive for them.
It is an incentive for them.
It's like, I'm not just sort I'm not just running for myself, or I'm running for the team, and I know I can earn points if I have a good performance, right?
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, but
and that to me is like, I mean, you have to have like, you dangle a carrot, right? So it's like now that, oh wow, we're earning points, and I mean, how else would you do it to get them interested? After being in the shadows for so long, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And that's the coach's side and the administration side. Now look at the athlete side. What is it doing for them? Not just socially or emotionally, but also physically, and their athletic goals and aspirations they have. They are becoming now an athlete. They are now getting good access to good programming, consistent programming. I should say, use that word, not just get me a program, go to a clinic, have a great day, whatever kind of thing, but consistent programming that then puts them in a training type mode where they are consistently playing their sport, mastering their trade as an athlete. So consistent programming, quality coaching, somebody that's there to teach them correctly, push them, set goals with them, teach them the right skills, and teach them safely as well. And then access to good competition, more competition, where they can go out and compete and practice their trade, practice their skills, be front and center in front of not just crowds, but their peers and other athletes and other coaches and other higher up coaches that are looking for athletes to go to college,
right,
to make a national team, things like that. And then which leads to them getting into the classification opportunities through their sport, the governance of their sport, be it U.S. Paralympic track and field, U.S. Paralympic swimming, USA triathlon, USA cycling, whatever it is, to then being able to get to access to those resources they need as athletes, whether it be funding, whether it be the social supports they need, the goals that they need to set, all those pieces that kind of fall together as of athlete development. And that was really a purpose of this initiative. Why go to California? It's a great state with a lot of potential for athletes.
right.
That would then lead to pipeline opportunities for all these different sports to be able to look at athletes and the athletes to look at them and be able to start to move in the direction that they want to and actualize whatever their athletic potential are.
Excellent.
Great place to go.
How are we doing?
Oh, good.
Ready to go?
I've been running.
What is that?
I'm sorry, I've been running.
Oh, you have been
Yeah.
running.
I
Okay.
recorded all this.
I guess why not get our conversation right there?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted to.
Because I think we actually just probably answered a few of the questions already
we
right
did.
there.
No,
Okay.
Sorry, you kind of got me going, and it was just like, well, let the
Yeah, right.
wheels turn.
So what I thought we'd do is like start from like I have a list of questions that I was going to ask.
We can do that too.
Okay. Are we okay?
So we have been rolling the entire time too
Yeah,
in that
we have
conversation.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You get some good answers that way
Oh,
too.
no, yeah, I just.
Well, sometimes that's actually how it
That's
works
right.
best, is you
Yeah.
just let the conversation happen
Exactly.
instead of it trying to be
True.
very. What's the other word I was looking for? Like,
Regimented.
or structured or methodical and kind of a thing. Just let it naturally
Exactly.
happen.
Absolutely.
And that's when sometimes you have the best conversation. That's how it actually started with some of these states. You just let those natural conversations happen.
Yeah.
I'm rolling just so you
Okay.
guys know. So
Okay,
it's-
great. So let me get to my questions here.
Sure.
And where are we here?
And hopefully I don't look too ugly on camera.
No, you look gorgeous.
I'm not very photogenic, so that's one thing, but it's just something you deal with,
Very fun. So if you could just introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Dan Schweeder, and I'm currently a active board member with Adaptive Sports USA, which is one of the national organizations that are providing opportunities in sport for those with disabilities. Formerly also a manager of community partnerships with U.S. Paralympics at the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee.
great. And how long were you with